Okay, guys, I am not going to beat around the bush. I'm just going to get straight to the point on this one. If you're out there and you're a believer that Kylian Mbappé is the problem with this Real Madrid team, brother, you have zero ball knowledge. Zero ball knowledge. If you think Kylian Mbappé is the problem with this team, you have zero ball knowledge. And if you don't believe me, hold on one second. Let me just show you the stat real quick. Let me show you the stat. 94. Real Madrid have conceded 94 goals in 76 games across all competitions since the start of 2025. With only Eintracht Frankfurt conceding more among all teams from Europe's top 5 leagues. Painful. But hey, Kylian Mbappé is the problem, right? Kylian Mbappé is the problem with this team. Kylian Mbappé ruined Real Madrid's defense when he joined. He did, right? That's what you want to argue? You want to talk stats? Let me show you some more stats. Let me just show you some more stats real quick. Since the start of 2025, Kylian Mbappé has 73 goal contributions in 64 games. That is an average of 1.14 goals created per game. If you want to apply logic into this, if you actually want to use your brain and apply logic into this, we are basically going into every match that Kylian Mbappé starts in, we are going into those matches with a 1-0 lead. Because Kylian gives you a huge advantage. But hey, I've seen streamers, podcasters, football influencers, even reputable journalists of the Real Madrid world claim that Kylian Mbappé is the cancer in this team. Brother, they're just doing it for clicks, man. If you actually believe that, like, I don't know how other else I can tell you. You don't know ball. You don't know ball. They're just doing it for clicks. If you think that a team that has conceded 94 goals in 76 games, the second most in all of the teams that play in Europe's top 5 leagues, if you think Kylian Mbappé is at fault for that, and mind you, this is not just any team out there. This is not just any team. This is the team that has the best goalkeeper in the world, man. The best goalkeeper in the world. Thibaut Courtois is the best goalkeeper in the world. Please name one goalkeeper out there that's better than him. Please, be my guest. Because how is it that we are the second most scored on team in Europe's elite top 5 leagues? With literally Courtois as our goalkeeper. That is absolutely mind-blowing. That is not normal. Which is why I find it baffling that people blame Mbappe for all this. People blame Mbappe for all this. Now, I will make an argument. If you want to argue that Kylian Mbappe was not the player that Real Madrid needed to sign when they signed him, I can kind of see where you're coming from. I can. Because I've said it time and time again. I think we are doing Vinny a disservice. I think we're doing Vinny a disservice by not playing him with a real number 9 next to him. Look at how good he was with Benz. Haaland was way more suited for this team with Vinicius already playing the way that he was playing. But that is not what we did. But then again, you can make the same argument for Kylian Mbappé. You can. Just think about it for a second. Just take a second to think about this. The best version of a team that we have seen with Kylian Mbappé is the last 2 French national teams that played in the last 2 World Cups. Think about that for a second. Those teams not only made the final, they were this close. They were a penalty shootout from going back-to-back World Cups. You want to get the best out of Kylian Mbappé, just like Vinicius, you need to play him up top with a real number 9 striker. You need to play Kylian Mbappé up top with a player that has Giroud-like qualities, man. You need a player like that next to him. And I've said it time and time again, I don't think Kylian and Vinny are meant to play together. It's sad, but I think it's the truth. They both keep hogging the left side of the field. It's so annoying. We saw it against Rayo. I was in the stadium and I was so heated after the match that I didn't mention this in my post-match analysis. But I can tell you that against Rayo, I was so frustrated how they cut into each other's spaces all the time. And when Rodrigo was on the field, it was even worse. And these are players that need space to be dangerous. Vinny and Mbappe have so much pace and so much skill with their feet that they need space to be dangerous. And when you lack an aerial presence in the box, when you don't have a Joselu type of player in the box, that just cuts into their space even more because the defense can just simply focus on defending them instead of having to worry about a guy in the box who can score a header anytime. And that, whether you realize it or not, that opens up space for these kind of players. So listen, if you want to tell me that this offensive system for Real Madrid is flawed, I can agree with that. But in this flawed Real Madrid offensive system, Kylian Mbappé has still managed to score more goals than he has matches played. Just think about that, bro. You want to tell me that he's the problem? And please don't sit there and tell me that he only cares about padding up his stats. I don't want to hear that. I don't. What I want you to do is I want you to ask the following question. After Toni Kroos's departure, if Kylian Mbappé doesn't join Real Madrid, do you still think this team would have clicked the way that it did the season before? The season in which we won the Champions League? You really think it would have been the same? Do you really think that this team would have clicked the same without its heartbeat? Because Toni Kroos was the heartbeat of the team. He was. He was the guy who pulled all the strings. He controlled the tempo of the match. He did everything in that midfield. Everything that had to do with the control of the game, Toni Kroos was always pulling the strings. And you take that away. You take that away. Not just that. Think about this for a second. From the moment Dani Carvajal went down with an insane knee injury that ruled him out for the entirety of last season, from that moment on, Fede Valverde was taken out of the midfield. So please, just please ask yourself, do you really think that Kylian Mbappé is at fault for the fact that the Real Madrid midfield that won the club's last Champions League doesn't exist anymore? The truth is we completely failed to replace Toni Kroos. We completely failed. When Carvajal went down, we completely failed to replace him too. We completely failed. And somehow people managed to blame the only player in our team, the player that has scored more goals than he has games since the start of 2025, man. How, I don't understand where people's logic comes in this. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. We need to stop blaming Mbappe. We need to stop blaming Mbappe and start building this team around him. We do. You don't like that we signed him? Fine. Get over it. Accept it. He's here. The reality is what it is. You want to complain about what we did to the team and what we shouldn't have done? Too late. This is our reality. Guys, listen, what we had in the past, it's gone. It's gone. It's not coming back. We have to stop looking behind us and we have to start looking forward. And to do that, we have to build a team around Kylian Mbappé the same way we built it around Cristiano Ronaldo during his era. We have to do that. We have to apply the same formula because I don't think people realize. I think people forget. People forget that Cristiano was not successful right away. It was a slow burn. Cristiano cemented his legacy at Real Madrid over time, not from day one. Not from day one. And listen, I get it. It's different context because Kylian Mbappé joined a Champions League winning team. Cristiano joined a Real Madrid side that was chasing its first Champions League in years. And the truth about Cristiano Ronaldo is that when he signed, he wasn't supposed to be the main focal aspect of the team. He wasn't. Why? Because we also signed Ricardo Kaká that summer. We signed Karim Benzema. We had Xavi Alonso. That was one of the best ever transfer window summers of all time, not just for Real Madrid, in the entire sport. What Florentino did that summer was he cooked. But that Real Madrid team, that Galacticos 2.0 era didn't blossom until we realized that Cristiano was the main focal aspect of the team. And what did we do from there on? We started building around him. And that's exactly what we need to do now. The opportunity to repeat history is here. We did it with Cristiano. And if we're able to apply the same formula onto this team, history is going to repeat itself. Kylian Mbappé is going to mark an era for Real Madrid. So you can either disagree with me or agree with me, but I can tell you that I am convinced that the truth of our situation right now is that we need to stop throwing Kylian Mbappé under the bus and address the real problems of the team. We need to fix our midfield. We need to revamp the midfielder players that we have in the squad. And we need to find a replacement for our right back situation. Trent cannot stay fit. Unfortunately, Trent cannot stay fit. And I have my doubts as to how good he is defensively. I don't think he's the right guy to replace Carvajal. I don't think Carvajal will ever be that guy again anymore, unfortunately. There is a lot that Real Madrid needs to fix, a lot. We need to give players like Arda Güler and Endrick, we need to give him more playtime. Sure, there's a lot of things that we need to fix. But the first thing that we need to start doing is to stop looking behind us and looking ahead. We have to stop blaming the one player who is our literal salvation.